Frank, and this is episode 44 of But Let's Face It. Disney has closed the deal to purchase Fox for $71.3 billion. This has a lot of implications, but the one that is getting the most attention is that it means that the Marvel Cinematic Universe of Disney can now contain the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. While the T's have not been crossed and the I's dotted, the revenue potential is so great that it's difficult not to predict that these important Marvel characters will join in and play in the Disney sandbox of continuity. I guess I'm hopeful, or as they say in Hollywood, cautiously optimistic. Regarding the Fantastic Four, there isn't anything they can do with these characters that would be worse than the 4 movies that have tried to use them already. Yes, I am including the 1994 Roger Corman film, or as I like to call it, the good one. My opinion of the X-Men films has been spotty. I liked Logan, Days of Future Past, and First Class, but I don't think much of the others. But they are popular enough to keep the cast, or at least some of the cast, intact. It's one thing to recast Spider-Man with Tom Holland, but at this point, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. Even old Wolverine. I mean, who are they going to get to replace him? Dougray Scott, Glenn Danzig, George Lazenby? But let's face it, the main muscle being flexed here isn't Wolverine's or the Hulk's. It's Disney's. The haunting notion here is just how Disney keeps consuming all media around it. Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel, and now Fox. On the one hand, it's tough not to view Disney as the computer simulation Wilford Brimley has going in The Thing, with the entire world population infected 27,000 hours from first contact. On the other hand, by not mishandling the Marvel Universe, Disney has kind of earned it, both financially and artistically. It's worth dwelling on how these characters will be incorporated into the MCU, with hints that the upcoming Captain Marvel movie might feature the classic Kree-Skrull War. One has to wonder if the introduction of the Skrulls will lead to the introduction of the FF. And speaking of the Kree-Skrull War, if that's indeed where Captain Marvel is going, I have to wonder if Avengers 4 will see Ant-Man journey inside the Vision. There have been rumors for years of a Fantastic Four movie set in the 1960s, like Mad Men, but with Kirby designs all over the place. This sounds quite promising and an awesome take. Given how much the MCU jumps around in time, this still seems doable. I guess I can only keep my fingers crossed. In the comic books, Wolverine's introduction was fighting the Hulk. Will we get that on the big screen now? With everyone on the same team now, it's tough not to speculate how this will all work out. As I said before, I'm hopeful. In general, I like expanding continuity. I think it's what comic books in general, and the Marvel Universe in particular, are about to some degree. Expanding continuity rewards you for being a fan, and reboots punish you for it. And given how they've handled things so far, I think it's fairly safe to say that Disney won't make Galactus a cloud again. And while it's difficult and scary not to view Disney as Galactus, sucking up all the energy on this planet, it's important to remember that there are great comic books and great comic book characters created by people other than Stan, Jack, and Steve. And there will be plenty more. Disney's monolithic status does not give them a monopoly on all comic books. If Disney's success with the Marvel Universe does anything, it will ignite other players to adapt comic books to other media. And even if this doesn't mean making $150 million, $200 million live action movies, properties will still get optioned and made into something. Marvel's rising tide lifts all boats because, let's face it, no one can have a monopoly on creativity and storytelling.